Hi, everyone. I'm Ginny Schuster, and I'm here with Greg today on my Who Do You Know show. And I would love it if you would go on to the channel and go ahead and like, comment, ask any questions. We would love to have lots of interaction on this. Now, Greg, I met Greg through One Business Connections, and I call it 1BC because I like short acronyms. And Greg runs the largest referral organization in Colorado. He knows everybody, so he's a great connection. Greg, I'd love for you to get started. How the heck did you get started in 1BC?
I started the company in Louisville, and I actually was working in Boulder before that, just like a year before, doing sales for a humor newspaper. And so I was selling all the ads in the humor newspaper in Boulder, and the owner—
That's where you get your humor from, is that it?
Nah, I don't know. I think humor is just part of the game, but I was writing something called Dang Near Cowboy Poetry, because I'm from Gunnison up in the mountains, and all my friends were ranchers, a lot of them. And so they let me publish my Dang Near Cowboy Poetry in the humor newspaper. And then my job was to go out to business owners and sell them ads and say, all you need is this ad in this humor newspaper to grow your company. And then I told the owner, I said, I'm making all the money. Why don't you at least make me a partner? He wouldn't do it. So I said, well, let me start something else where we give people a lot more options than just putting an ad in a humor newspaper. And so I started One Business Connection, 1BC, like you said. And it was started on the foundation of, we are an alternative chamber of commerce focused on marketing. So there's a lot of different ways people can market their business. And it's not just one way. But then somebody said, start these networking meetings. And I started those, and I actually started the first one in Boulder, and people started flocking to them. And now our members are from Cheyenne, Wyoming down to Colorado Springs. And then we're probably in about 30 different states right now with members, and about 5 different countries. And so we do virtual and live events, but it's all about how to help people market their businesses, but also how to inspire them to do more and create more, have more, be more. And that's really the culture of 1BC, is to be relentlessly positive. You know, after meeting all those people, yeah, you get kind of a street knowledge of how to grow businesses. Plus, I'm an advocate, and I've read probably thousands of books on ideas, education, learning, on sales, on management, on spirituality, on social media. I mean, lots of things. So I have a lot of ideas through self-education, because I'm a proponent that if you want to live a vibrant life, get into not formal education, but self-education, where you're learning the things that you want to learn.
Personal growth, a lot of that.
Oh yeah,
is
for sure.
So important for people. You think of a successful business, isn't it, in your opinion, that you have to do your connecting with people, because you have to build up that trust with people, and that's what makes you successful. So that's where networking, in my opinion, comes in.
It really is helpful when you know a lot of people, and you can expand, and you can get a lot of opportunities through those connections, because they're going to go, hey, wait, I know somebody that would really be interested in what you're doing too. It's, there are all kinds of interesting statistics, like the average CEO of, Fortune 500 companies spend 64% of their time networking. I mean, it's something we should always be doing, because we want to expand into new people, new ideas, new marketplaces, new things that are happening, because it's just, it's fun. And this really does exemplify the culture of 1BC. He said the people in business, that the people that do the best in business, it's not because of what they know, but it's because of their insatiable desire to know more. And so as people are learning and learning and learning and growing, they just grow their companies. And part of that learning is through books and audios and seminars and a lot of things, masterminds like we do. But a lot of it is from sitting down with people and finding out what they do and what they know, because there's so many experts that you can tap into. And it's just a joy to go find out what people are doing.
I know you wrote a book. Is that along the lines of your book?
Well, I wrote a book called How to Work by Referral. It's really the power of one business connection, how to work by
Okay.
referral. So yeah, that's one book. And then I wrote another book called BE. And that book is really more on, being peaceful with his world, because I'm kind of an advocate of that.
We've talked a little bit about this, different age groups. We would love to see younger people understand what it takes to get into business. What was it you were saying, that if a person isn't doing very well in school, then they're probably an entrepreneur?
I do have a little bit of a prejudice towards school systems. And I think it's been going on for years and years and years. And maybe I can validate this point by saying, when you went through school, how many great teachers did you have? And, that inspired you, that really, really motivated you to do great things. And usually you can count them on one hand, right?
Yes.
And I don't think school systems have changed much. Most of the school systems these days, and for the last many years, 50 years, 100 years, they've been designed to educate children and to create conformity. Sit in these desks, do a certain thing, follow these rules, and they don't stimulate creativity. And so a lot of children rebel against that. They rebel against that conformity because they're too smart and they're too creative, and they want to create a life that they want. And I tell people, creativity, it's really nothing but a faucet, right? And when you turn that faucet on every day, you open up your creative, natural, innate talents. And when you don't do creative things on a daily basis, that faucet rusts over, and it's really hard to open it up. And it's not all about painting pictures and writing books and doing stuff. You can be creative in the way you grow a garden. You can be creative in business, especially how to grow your business. So it's stimulating that creative mind. Just realize that people can achieve a lot more faster than they ever could think possible through the people that have come before us. But I think one of the messages that children and people should know is you can really make a lot of money too. Do you want to work at an hourly job, or do you want to say, hey, I can achieve a lot? I mean, there is no one more powerful than you. Don't put people on pedestals. You are the most powerful you in this world, and use that power. But question who you're getting your advice from. Google them, research them, find them. Have they done anything? Have they created stuff that is really impressive? Then maybe listen to them. There's one thing that we can control in this life. Just one thing, in my opinion. Any idea what that is?
The mind.
It's the thoughts that you think. But start with the conditioning of your mind, because the mind creates poverty. There's no such thing as poverty. You're creating your own poverty. You just are. So that's what I would tell people, and realize that life is an adventure, and this is an adventure. Go for the adventure. Create what you want. All you have to do is create your own reality. And someone once said that the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Most people that are extremely successful, they will not allow in any fear or doubt. And if they do allow it in, they don't allow it in for very long. That's for darn sure. Because fear and doubt will stop you, because you're letting it. So the people that are the most successful, they don't have fear and doubt. And if they do have any at all, they work through it very quickly, and they get on the other side of it, which is optimism and positive energy. And every single person that I've ever met that is on the road to achieve a lot, I'm going to go back to it. They read books. They read empowering books.
What other advice can we give our audience about businesses?
You do not need a why. You do not need a purpose. And what you need is a cause. What is a cause? What's the difference between a cause, a purpose, and a why? A cause is something that you'll stake your life on. Something that is so powerful, so meaningful to you that you'll stake your very existence on it. And when you find something like that, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you, and the world will come to your aid.
I can wrap my mind around cause so much better than I can around the why. Is there anything else that you would like to share with people to get them thinking along the entrepreneurial mind?
Yeah, I would say live for wisdom. And in this book right here, called the Power of Positive Thinking, there's a chapter because in life, I think this is the biggest conundrum in life for all people, and that is to be ambitious and content, right? And that's really an idea by Jim Rohn. And if anybody's ever want to launch your mind, go Google Jim Rohn, Rohn, I think it is. And in that book, it says a peaceful mind generates power. So when you have a peaceful mind and you're peaceful with this world and you're peaceful with yourself, that's where you can have the biggest impact on this world. And children especially, they need that, because children are being torn in many directions. They have a lot of things going on. They're on so much stuff, social media, all this. But you start to get that message to people that just be a content, happy person, and you will find your road to success. You just will. And that's the other thing that I really think is important for children and for all people to know. Be very, very careful who you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
Because if you're hanging out with people that are playing on a very average, mediocre level, you're going to stay average and mediocre. You just will.
Yeah.
Be careful who you're willing to call friends.
Yeah.
And even family.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you have to exile them, but just be careful how much time you're spending with them. Like the key is just to stay in inspired states of mind, and you can do it. And of course, I'm from Colorado. I know the value of spending time in nature. Spend time in nature. Get away from all the craziness. Walk the forest, walk the rivers. I mean, we have so many unbelievable places to hang out, and that's where the infinite mind will talk to you. It's where you'll start hearing messages, and you'll hear things, and you'll realize things, and you'll go, hey, wait a minute, I need to act on that. But get away, get into nature. And one last piece of advice for everyone, I really think it's true. Take the word busy out of your vocabulary. Take the word busy. Don't use it any longer. You have the time and the energy to do anything you want. You really do. And you don't have to be overwhelmed, and you can get stuff out of your, don't say I have too much on my plate and I can't. No, just quit all that stuff. Don't use busy as an excuse for not being able to accomplish your dreams, or to be able to talk to people, or to be accessible. I'm accessible. I mean, I could be really busy if I wanted to put it in my head, but I don't feel like I'm busy.
I know. I love it. That's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, how do people get in touch with you, Mr. Connector?
It's through my text me on my cell phone, or email me. And the cell phone's just 303-818-2460. And the email is greg@onebusiness.com, spelled out GREG@ONE business.com. I mean, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go to LinkedIn if you have to.
Do you have a way that people can see your list of 250 plus books?
Well, I would say the only way they're going to get that is if they email.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. No, I love connecting with you. Thank you, Greg. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jenny. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. We'll talk later. Have fun.